Hi, sir. Welcome to my presentation. The topic is keywords in Python. My name is Gautam Ananda. Roll number is 21951 A1227. My branch is ITA section. Now, what is Python? Python is a popular programming language. It was invented by Guido van Derzen and released in 1991. Uh, it supports multiple programming paradigms, including structured object-oriented functional programming. Python 2.0 released in 2000 introduced new features such as list comparison, cycle detecting, garbages collection, reference counting, and Unicode support. And the next point is Python 3.0 released in 2008 and was a major revision that was not completely backyard compatible and earlier versions Python 2 was discontinued with version 2.718 in 2020. The next is Python keywords and introduction. And in this, we have 3 points. Every programming language has special reversal words or keywords that have specific meaning and restrictions around how should be used. And the next is Python is no different. Python keywords are fundamental uh, build, uh, building blocks of any Python program. And the next is in this article, you will find a basic introduction of all Python keywords along with their other resources that will helpful learning more about keyword. And the next is Python keywords. Python keywords are special reversal reversal words that have specific meaning and purposes that can't be used for anything uh, but those specific purposes. These are always available and you will never import them into your code. The next is Python keywords are different from Python's built-in functions and data types. And the next is built-in functions and data types are also available, but the restrictive as the keywords in their usage. And the next is for an example of something you can't do it with the Python keywords to is assign something to do them. And the next is if you try then you will get a syntax error. If you now you won't get a syntax error. You try to assign something to do built-in functions or type, but it is not a good idea. And the next is for a more in-depth explanation of ways keywords is misused. And next is you can see here in the keywords false, await, else, import, pass. And the next is none, break, expect in, raise, and the true. You can see else if statement also. And the next is how to identify Python keywords. The list of Python keywords has changed over time. And the next is, for example, the wait and assign keywords uh, were not added until Python 3.7. Uh, Also, both print executor were keywords in Python 2.7, but have been turned into built-in functions in Python 3 plus as no longer appear in that list of keywords. In the sections below, you will learn several ways to know find out which are keywords in Python. And next is use IDEA with the syntax highlighting. There are a lot of good Python IDs out there, all of them with highlight keywords to differentiate from other words in your code. And the next is this will help you quickly identify Python keywords while you're programming, so you don't use incorrectly. And the next is use code in a REPL to check keywords. And the next is in Python RPEL, there is a number of ways you can identify valid Python keywords and learn more about them. You can see your syntax as a Python code. Help keywords. Here is the list of Python keywords. Enter a keyword to get more help. And the next is Python. You can see the page here, Python syntax page. And the next is Python also provides a keyword module for working with the Python keywords in a programmatic way. The keyword module in the Python programming provides two helpful members for dealing keywords. And the first one is keylist and provides a list of Python keywords for the version Python you are the running. Each keyword brackets, open brackets, and close brackets provides a handy determining string. Also keyword uh, to get a list of keywords in the version of Python you are running through quickly to determine how keywords are defined. Use the keywords in list. The next is Python import keyword dot keywordlist false none true and as asset assign length keyword list is total 35 keywords are there. If you need to know more about the keyword, you need to uh, or need to keywords in the programmatic way. The Python provides documentation tooling for you. And next is Python keywords and their usage. The selections below organize the Python keywords into the groups based on their usage. For example, the first group of the keywords that are used as values, and the second group is the keywords that are used as operators. This grouping will help you better understanding how keywords are used to provide a nice way to organize the long list of Python keywords. And the next is there are few terms uh, used in uh, used in selections below that may new to you. And the next is they are defined here. They are defined here and used to should be avoid meaning before the result again. And the next is truth. Truthness refers to the Boolean evaluation of a value. The truthness of a value indicates array whether uh, whether value of the truth or false. Truth means the value evaluates the truth Boolean context and to determine the value of truth. Pass is argument to the Boolean. If it returns truth, then the value is true. Examples of truth, non-empty strings, any numbers, non-empty list, or many more. And next is false means any value evaluates the Boolean context to determine value. False pass argumentative goal, it returns false, then the value, false examples, false of a square bracket, the values. And the next is value keywords. There are three Python keywords that are used as values, and these values are singleton values that can be used over again and also reference exact same object. And the next is you'll mostly like to see use values a lot. And the next is Python keyword false is similar to the true keyword that are opposite Boolean value or false. And next is Python keywords true or false can be assigned to the variables and compared to directly Python x equal to true, x equal to true, true. You can see the output true, y equal to false, y equal to false, and the output is true. And the next, most values in Python will evaluate true when is passed to the bool. There are only few values in the Python will evaluate to the false when the passed to the bool and to the name. A few passing value to the bool indicates the value truthness and or a evaluate Boolean value. You can compare the values truthness or the true or false passing by passing the value to the bool. And the next is Python. Python is a true value x equal to true and the output is false. Bool x equal to true and a true. And this is a false true. You can see this. Axis no. Notice that the comparing a truth value directly is a truth or false using it does not work. You should directly compare the value truth or false. Truth or false only. Truth or false. You want to know whether it's actually truth or false. When writing conditional statement, conditional statement that are the based on truthness of a value. You should not compare directly truth or false. You can relay Python truthness and checking conditionals for you. In the next stage, you can see the Python code x equal to this is truthy value of the x equal to next indentation. Don't do this. Print x equal x is true, and the next do this x is true. And the next operators keywords and or not in. Several Python keywords are used as operators in other programming languages. These operators use symbols like you can see the symbols here. The Python operators for all those keywords. You can see the symbols here. Other languages symbols and Python keyword. And next is the AND keyword. The Python keyword AND is used to determine if both the left and right appearance and the truth are false. The both appearance truth and then the result will be truth. If one of the false, then the result will be false. And the note You can see here expressions 1 and 2 in the note that with the results of an and statement will not necessarily be true or false. This is the basic because of quickly behavior of and rather equalating the appearance to their Boolean values and simply returns if false or else it returns the results of an statement could be passed to the bool to the get explicate true or false value. They could be used to conditional if statement. And the next is if you wanted to determine in expression that that did the same thing button expression but without using the keyword, then you should use Python ternary operator. Uh, and like the above statement will produce the same result as left and right because uh, and returns the first operand and it's falsy, and otherwise returns last operand. You can also use in assignment. And the next is if I is falsy, then this would be result in the being assigned the value of y, otherwise assigned the value. However, this makes confusing code a more overall alternating could be. And the next is this code is no longer but no more clearly indicates what you're trying to accomplish. Thank you.